Hello YouTube and welcome back to, you would not believe, in like so many weeks it's the first time I started with "that's much better, now we can do this proper." Hello YouTube and welcome back to another raging reality reaction video, where tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be I generally, you know what, after Power Windows, ladies and gentlemen, I was a little bit hesitant in actually wanting to do another Rush song for RageCon. But I had decided already that, well, as per my lottery draw, that we were going to do at least one Rush song for RageCon, particularly in our album Assault Royale. And one thing led to another, and since we've done Power Windows, the next album on my list was going to be Presto, which contains, among other things, possibly my favourite album artwork for Rush thus far. It's literally like a hill with a magician's hat, and it's completely the whole mountainside, the hillside, is completely surrounded by rabbits. God, it's like a big rabbit rock festival, a giant plague of little bunny rabbits. Maybe it's like what happened when I said "feck to Bishop Brennan." Maybe that's what brought about a big plague of rabbits. God Almighty, that's I do like rabbits. I'm just gonna level you guys. I don't even know why I said that, to be honest, but I thought they're quite nice, isn't it? Anyway, more important subjects, surprisingly, than just rabbits to talk about, is that this is once again based on an Ayn Rand novel, mostly quotes from, I believe it was the 57 novel Atlas Shrugged, and based on what we're going to see, Show Don't Tell, I thought it would be rather ironic that we actually did the music video to Show Don't Tell, because at heart, I think that's fitting for, well, ironic and fitting for this video in question, but also it fits in line to a lot of Rush's sort of like ideology, even ironically when they've had to tell us more than not. But then again, what can you do? Just what can you do? And again, this is Rush, who've done just about some of the most incredible, some of the most the thinking man's rock group. That's who Rush are, and you know what? In honour of Neil's memory and in honour of RageCon, we are going to continue that tradition right now. So, if you guys want to check out the original video for yourselves, links will all be in the description down below. Let's begin. Show, don't tell. In 3, Wow, I hadn't even realised how dark it was outside. Like about 20, like about an hour ago in that, it was still, it was like no different from when it was like 5 o'clock this evening, and I'm recording this at like 10 to 10 at night. That's cool, man. But you know what's even cooler than that? I legitimately just like, you know what I would love to do more than anything, ladies and gentlemen? All I want to do right now is play this song again. Fuck it. I literally am... Well,
Say something else.
right, anyway, where was I? So that, ladies and gentlemen, was Show Don't Tell by Rush, and you know what I think's really kind of cool about this is that earlier today I did a very well-known song by Supertramp, and some of you guys may know it. It's called the Logical Song, and it's a song that shares a lot of the sort of like the motives, a lot of some of the themes that you might see in, let's say, Pink Floyd's The Wall, where it heavily criticizes the educational system. And what I think's, and even though it may not overtly be about education, but hey, you know what? I feel as if like show don't tell, and you know what? You tell me what you think it's all about. And if I'm going by that, you know what? I actually do think, for the lack of a better term, it is about education. And I could attend for this, because there are some things in this world where you can't be taught. You can't just explain in words what makes you feel or what makes you go from this, that, and the other. I have to. And I never thought about doing this before, but there will come a day, ladies and gentlemen, where I will do a video where I will do a show don't tell approach. I'll tell you what, I would do a reaction to, let's say, I don't know, maybe a Slipknot or maybe a Breaking Point song, and I will do interpretive dance to tell you guys how I feel. But yeah, anyway, so let's get back on track for just 1 second here. The idea about that is that I want to show you what's going on in my... I want to show each and every one of you what's going on in here. I want to show you exactly the words I'm saying. I want to show you exactly what I think and how I feel. And ironically, all of the phrases, all of the words I want to use, I can't actually just tell you what they are, because I feel like that kind of like spoils it. But then again, if I don't convey in any sort of accurate capacity about how I feel, then what's the point in trying to do this if I'm trying to convey any sort of idea that I have any impression whatsoever on the song we've just listened to? But getting back on track for 1 second here. If we lived in a world where we were told everything, then everyone will know everything and nobody will ever be wrong. Unfortunately for Geddy Lee, we live on planet Earth, and unfortunately for Ayn Rand as well, we also live on planet Earth. Everybody else is wrong. We live on a planet where everybody else is wrong, but where everybody also thinks they are wrong. And to the rest of the world, and well, I could definitely atone for that. If you want a good example of this, just let's say 1 year from today, and you look back on the year 2020. Tell me if you think everybody is as smart as they think they are, because that's the sad truth that nobody ever wants to fess up to. Nobody is as smart as they think they are. And it doesn't take a genius to say something like that, but I'm just telling you straight up for how it is. And if you want proof of that, just look, and I will show you just the examples of the stupidity of some people have fallen into this year. And I've forgotten more than I can actually remember, which is akin to just how appalling it really is, to be honest. Ignorance is bliss, as they all say. Everyone would like to believe that ignorance just straight up doesn't exist, or it's just a thing of the past and nobody will be that concerned about it. Which then leads into the next point. Who do you believe? It's hard to play it safe when, you know what? If nobody is wrong and everybody is right, then what happens to the day when you do say something that's wrong? Because let's say, for example, we lived in a perfect world where everybody said that, you know what, supporting Nazism is wrong. But then if we lived in a world where everybody was right and nobody was wrong, then what's to say that somebody will come to the logical conclusion, say that, you know what, Nazism is absolutely right and it's absolutely fine? Then who's to say that person is not wrong? Well, unfortunately, that's why, again, this is why that sort of idea falls apart, really, doesn't it? Because, again, well, there are a lot. Who's to say I'm right, but who's to say I'm wrong? Well, there are a lot of people to say that they're wrong for thinking in something like that, because think about what the Nazis did, and you can get back to me on whether or not you think it's a right idea. Hell, Rush did an entire song about Geddy Lee's parents being in a concentration camp. It's called Red Sector A on Grace Under Pressure, which came out in '84. Get back to me, and then you can tell me if for whatever reason there are any people out there who do think Nazism is okay. Well, don't let the door hit you on the way out. That's all I've got to say about that. Hell, I've had great relatives who fought in the war and died to Nazis. Then you can, once you take that in consideration, and also, no doubt, how many other people here watching this right now who have had relatives, friends, family who've also fought in World War II or fought in any war and they were killed? Then you can get back to me and let me know exactly how you feel about that then. Okay, so slight tangent out of the way, but let's keep going. We don't take anything on faith until later. But apart from a few good friends, I like that. I like the part where Neil is straight up stating that he believes in his friends. He believes that, you know what, they may not be right all of the time, but you know what, I think they're closer to what we actually want than anybody has any right to realize or suspect. I love it because it's when Neil sort of discovers for himself that, you know what, you figured out the score, I've heard it all before, I don't care what you say, you know what, I've got my friends, I'll believe in them over you. I choose my friends over you. Fucking A. You know what, I was just going to say this right now, but you know what, Show Don't Tell is 100% what Rush is all about, because when you see these guys play and when you see them perform, and you got to give some love to Alex as well, because Alex has been going through a bit of a rough time since Neil died. So you know what, you've got to give some props to the way he performs. He is one of the coolest guitarists you're ever going to see, because it's not because he doesn't say anything, but it's because he lets his playing do the talking. Similar to Geddy. I have never seen anyone play bass but look so cool and just so relaxed. I've never seen Neil surrounded, like, if it were me, I would almost go into like sensory overload where I wouldn't even know. It's like a kid being in a sweet shop. I wouldn't know what to do first. You can twist perceptions, reality won't budge. How on earth would reality budge if nobody is ever wrong? You can raise objections, I will be the judge of that, and the jury, I'll give it due reflection. Watching from the fence, give the jury direction, based on the jury, the jury, and I ironically he just leaves it there. But you know what? I like to imagine that if Rush were the sort of person who was in charge or had some sort of like real world authority, he would strike me wholeheartedly as the sort of person who would say, you know what, I wouldn't want to live in a world where because you need the good. You can't have the good without the bad. You can't have the cake and not expect to pay for it. It's simple as that. I friggin' love this song. I love its power, its message in wanting to take risks, because we wouldn't be where we are in history right here, right now, if we didn't take risks, if we didn't try and, you know, push the envelope, if we didn't try to do anything different, because by challenging convention, by challenging the system, by making things different is how we make things better. The way you've got to look at the world right now is very simple if you want to go through Rush's approach of show don't tell. The question is, are you happy with the world, the way the world is right now? And it's very simple. If yes, then you don't have any right to complain about the world as it is. Because realistically, you've just said you haven't got a problem, so why are you complaining if you haven't really got a problem? Unless, of course, you are lying to us. If the answer is no, you do have a very serious problem about the way the world works and the way things are because of the way they are, then I have one very simple thing to do for you right now, ladies and gentlemen. And listen, before I actually did this, I was in contemplation for like nearly an hour and a half about what I wanted to say and what I wanted to do. But I'm going to let you know exactly what it is. I've condensed it down to a very few select words. But you know what? Influenced by Rush, influenced by real world events, call it what you will. My response, and I will show you my thoughts, and they are these. If you're unhappy with the world the way it is run right now, if you're unhappy with convention, well, my message is very, very simple. What are you going to do about it? Who are you, and what do you want? So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this reaction video, and hey presto, that's all I gotta say about that. Please make sure to leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below. And what you guys thought of thought of Show Don't Tell by Rush. Please also make sure to also like and subscribe to get daily notifications when my videos come out. And I hope to see all of you guys again in the next reaction video. Take care. Bye bye for now.